this reading will be for the star sign of Taurus from now until the end of November 2022. So I'm just shuffling the cards and I'm asking what is coming out, what the spirit want to know, what the spirits want you to know. Yay. So I keep shuffling. This card fell out, which is the Eight of Cups reversed. So leave it here. Eight of Cups is about moving on from the past. It's about letting go and detaching yourself from something that you felt emotionally attached to. But when the card is reversed, it means you could be struggling to let go of someone or something. And you could feel that there is still unfinished business, that it's not ready. You don't feel ready to move on from this person because there's still something unfinished, something undone. So I would say you still have this emotional attachment with this person. There's a lot of cups. Why is my camera blurry? Oh, let's see if we can do like that. Yeah, that's better. So let's see what else we get for Taurus. What is coming up for Taurus? This card wants to come out. The Knight of Cups. So, Knight of Cups is about being in love, having romantic feelings towards someone. A lot of these cards are cups, and that means there is still feelings of love towards somebody. There could be romantic ideas going on. And so this could be you trying to move on from someone where you feel in love with them. And it's hard to move on when you have true feelings. And these feelings are just keeping you attached to this person and nothing's kind of changing. Or it could be that this person, that you're trying to move on, you're trying to kind of like walk away. Like this person is walking away from whatever happened in the past. They can't move away because you know that this person is in love with you and they have feelings for you. The cups represent water signs like Pisces, a Scorpio, or Cancer. And I know that Taurus and any other earth signs like Capricorn, Virgo, they're very much compatible with the water signs because both together you find common peace and common ground very easily. The water signs are more emotional, but the earth signs are very grounded to reality and very practical. So you kind of, when you mix together, when you mix your energies together, you get the best of both. Like one is more practical and realistic and the other one is more sensitive and more emotional, and you kind of complement each other in a good way. That you give them the stability that they need, the firm grounds under their feet, that kind of full with unrealistic ideas. You're always realistic, always practical. You know what you want in life, and the water signs feel they can trust you because you don't change your mind that easily. And on the other side, earth signs sometimes are kind of burying themselves in work, and all they think about is, how can I advance my career? How can I grow my business? How can I build my house? And sometimes they feel that nobody would understand their emotional side because they're not so easy to open up. All the earth signs are very sensual, but they do hide it. They hide it for someone special. They're not openly sensitive and not openly sensual just to anybody. And that's why if you have somebody like the Knight of Cups, a sensitive, emotional, intuitive water sign, you'll be able to open up your inner emotions towards them. So, right, let's see what else that we get here. Taurus. What's coming up for Taurus? The Ace of Wands. So this card comes up in a reverse position. You could have almost started a very passionate new beginning, but for some reason it didn't go forward, it didn't develop. When the Ace of Wands is upright, it means there is a lot of fire, there's a lot of sparkle between you, there's a lot of passion, And aces means start, like new beginning, starting something anew, but with a lot of passion between you. And also the Ace of Wands is about growing and developing, like that passion that you have for each other will fuel this growth and development into something better and bigger. But the card came up reversed, and that means like this person that you can't really move on from, and you have feelings for them, or they have feelings for you. All this is unfinished business because this passionate, exciting new beginning didn't go anywhere. And I think that's the reason why you still feel like there's something more to happen, something more to come out of this. And you could be hang on this. Because when you have the Ace of Wands, this is very promising, very powerful new beginning. The connection between you could have been exceptional and very strong. Very much like everything was like on the spot. Everything was right between you. So let's see what else we get here. Oops, some cards fell out. The Queen of Swords and the Five of Cups. So I'm getting that there was some kind of a breakup, and I'm getting that the female side of this story cut him off because she felt offended by something. So you started with a big massive spark like here, but it didn't go forward, it didn't happen. And you could have felt offended or upset, or something there didn't fit well with you, and you kind of suddenly cut him off. It could be like either you deleted him, or you just didn't you didn't want to engage with him anymore into any conversations or anything, and that brought a lot of sadness for both of you. And I would say something was said that offended you, because the swords represent communication and mind, and you had to process that information. Whatever he said, the way he said it, it didn't sit well with you, and you had to logically process that. In a way, you detached from the feelings that you had, and the passion and everything was so beautiful and so lovely and so promising, and suddenly you had to cut him off. And you needed to detach your feelings, your emotional side, from what was really happening to be able to process the reality of the situation. And after you cut him off with that sword, the sword represents language, represents something that's been said in a way that's cutting, that is hurtful. It could be rejection of some kind, but the swords are overall very cold energy. And I don't know how this happened, from you having so much warmth and passion between you going on, sweet romantic guy, and then suddenly you came to the situation of the Queen of Swords cutting him off, not wanting to have anything to do with him anymore, and then that sadness that comes up here. This card is about loss, grievances, regrets, a lot of kind of maybe loneliness, I would say, but grieving in loneliness, not sharing their pain and their sorrow with anybody. Like this woman is on the card, like she's so distraught and so upset, but she doesn't want anyone to know how hurt she is, and she would rather suffer in silence. So that could have been you, or that could have been him. After you cut him off in some way, that you caused him all this hurt and suffering and pain, but in a way he's blaming himself for that situation. I think he was the reason why you decided to cut your ties with him for whatever reason. I can add some clarifiers on these two cards, and I'm going to ask why this happened like this, why this situation happened like that. So I'm asking Spirit to clarify, why did she have to cut him off? What happened? Like, what triggered her to react like this? She reacted quite sharply, I think. Okay, let's add some more clarifiers. Clarifiers here. The King of Swords reversed. So basically, Okay, so let me see how I'm going to explain this. The King of Swords reversed, it's a man who is cold, unemotional, unromantic. He's hiding his feelings. Even if he has feelings, he decides to dissociate with his emotional side. The King of Swords reversed is somebody who is extremely unhappy in his own life. He could be choosing to stick to his logic of what could happen rather than what his heart is telling him and what his experience with you, because you did have a good experience here. I would say that was a date, because usually the Knight of Cups is the romantic knight, somebody who goes out on dates and have a good time, but he is a sweet soul. He's not a player, he's a sweet soul and a lot of passion and warmth. But this guy in a way denied himself that. He could be self-sabotaging, or he could be just so negative and toxic towards himself that he doesn't allow himself the happiness. He could be also someone who, the way he speaks is quite cold, even cruel, and he wasn't very nice towards you. That's why I think that he didn't speak to you in a nice way, and he didn't treat you in a nice way, and that's why you decided to cut him off. But the reason why he wasn't so nice to you is because he didn't feel, he wasn't nice to himself. This guy is somebody who is toxic within himself. He could be toxic to himself as well. And he didn't want to go forward with this romantic and passionate connection. So I'm going to ask, what made him do that? Because I see in a way, he triggered your reaction to cut him off. That you were quite warm and passionate and affectionate towards each other, and suddenly everything turned icy cold. And he was the one that triggered that cold reaction in you. So let me ask the cards, why did he do that? What was happening there? Ace of Cups reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. So somebody was talking nasty things. Page of Swords reversed. It's about slander, it's about gossip, it's about somebody put him down, somebody spoke him out of this connection. Somebody was saying this is not love, because this card is Ace of Cups, and when the Ace of Cups is upright, it means true and genuine love, romantic new beginning. When the heart is full of love here, you see two mermaids holding the cup, and this is about having true love between two people. And the card came up reversed, and so this card came up on him. He's bitter, he's sad, he is cold, because somebody's feeding this negativity into him through saying bad things. But these things are not true, because Page of Swords is when people are either presenting things in a negative light, or they trying to tell him this what you had there is not true love. It's not going to go anywhere with the Ace of Wands reversed, because whatever reasons. But this card is nasty talking, is bad mouthing someone or something, or you could be the whole situation that could be kind of twisted in a negative light, even though it was really lovely, it was really nice. Somebody in his environment, somebody that he listens to, managed to turn this whole situation into a negative thing. And I think this person just talked him out of it, like, oh, don't be silly, don't be foolish, this is not real love and this is not gonna last, so you better kind of end it, because the swords cut something. Okay, so that's not very nice, but these are the cards that come up here. I hope it works out for all of you. I will ask the cards what happens next. Let's see if we can have some positive cards as well. So let me just, I'm gonna shuffle the cards like this, and I'm going to ask What is happening next? What is the way forward? The Ten of Swords reversed, again, negative card. And the Moon. Okay, well, this situation is very tricky. The situation is not good. But, okay, I will explain. The Ten of Swords, it means after all this negativity here, somebody was gossiping, somebody was telling bad things, you cut each other out of each other's life, you don't talk anymore. But the Ten of Swords is when everything just crashes down to a total devastation and defeat. This is kind of a bad card. It shows this person feeling very much stabbed in the back and betrayed and kind of pushed down to the floor, to the ground, and all these swords, all this negativity is hurting him. And it means, so this doesn't have to be about a particular person, it could be the situation, that this could be the situation. It means a problem after problem, toxic thing after toxic thing, the whole situation just crashed down. And I just feel the word victimized came to me, like you two had a sweet connection, and then suddenly all these insults, attacks, their verbal attacks, these nasty things that have been said, is all this is like almost like victimizing the whole connection. The whole situation is being kind of kicked down to the ground by negativity. It could be even intentional bullying. The card was reversed, so that means something had to go really badly down before it can start emerging again, building it up again from the ground up. It means it's not all over, and you can still rebuild that connection. The Moon, it means there's a lot of confusion around it. There's a lot of hurt, sadness, grief, emotional grief, toxic, I feel hostility, arguments, that kind of thing. I think this hostility happened to him from someone from his environment that was talking not very nice things, and he felt sad, he felt really hurt, and the way he spoke to you really upset you, and you had to cut him off, and therefore the whole situation just ended. It just crushed down into pieces. But you can still rebuild this. And this card also means it's always darker before dawn. So before things start to get better, they need to go down. So you can realize how much you're losing out of this. And then the Moon, it's emotional card, it's Pisces energy here. So what I'm getting is there is a lot of emotional confusion between these two people. So they don't know what to make out of the situation. Whatever's being said, all these sorts is communication, really sharp communication, not very pleasant. But all this created great confusion emotionally because it started off so well. It started with romance. It started with the potential of a very exciting, passionate beginning, a lot of chemistry, and then suddenly you have all these swords, all these nasty things that happened to them. All these swords, with their 4 swords cards, and that created the great confusion about like what's going on, why is this happening, why is he talking to me that way, and what is he thinking of me. Very much the Moon is about a lack of clarity, emotional mess, I would say, a big, huge, massive mess. So I'm going to shuffle some cards from the Sacred Forest, and let's see what is the advice for Taurus. Okay, let's shuffle some cards. That one says purity. It's the unicorn. And let me just shuffle one more, and then I will, okay, like this. Joy. Well, it looks like this can work out after all. The purity of the unicorn, it means that both of the person's intentions are pure, and they're honest, and they clear, and they clean, and there's nothing funny going on. So whatever the slander and the gossip and the negative talking was about, the purity of the character and the purity of mind and the honesty that you have between each other will like renew that. And then I have joy. So after all, it looks like you're going to have more happy kind of outcome. Let me just get some cards from the romance angels. I'm just shuffling romance angels. Deception. Okay. New love came up. Okay, that's getting really messy right here, because the moon is about confusion. The moon could also be about deception, intentional or unintentional. And this card says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I would say the bad talking was about, it was intentionally made to confuse the situation and to say that this person is not being honest with you. They're trying to deceive you. They're trying to pretend to be what they're not. It could be a warning that somebody's giving either you or him some kind of advice and a warning that this person is not good and you should beware. Use your logic, don't use your heart. And therefore everything was like messed up between you. The new love card, it means they could have been saying, just find someone else, find someone new, move on from this person because he's been dishonest to you and they are not showing their true face, or they're just pretending to be too good, like too good to be true, or it can't be. I feel like my intuitive feeling is telling me like emotional putting down. Whatever was said, put this King of Swords down emotionally, that you don't deserve, like he's been told that you don't deserve something that's so good, you know, for you. It's just too good for you kind of thing. There must be something wrong about it. It could be all sugar coated. It could be all unrealistic. And these are the warnings that this person was getting, but these are not real warnings, because after all, there is purity and there is joy. And that means there's nothing deceptive, nothing corrupt about this person. I think this was all kind of really messy. And the joy, it just means that somehow this will work out for you. You will be happy again after all the sadness, all the negativity, all the toxic experiences that you had. Joy will kind of emerge again from it.